Hey everyone, so this is my review of Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 14, called Schott Through the Heart. And essentially what this episode is about is that Wynn struggles to deal with the fact of his father's death, as well as trying to find a way to work alongside his estranged mother when a copycat toy man sort of pops up. And this was a really interesting and entertaining episode that took a bit of a turn that I wasn't expecting. Because when it came to this sudden reappearance of Wynn's mother, as well as alongside that copycat toy man showing up, I really thought that they were going to take the storyline along the way that Wynn's mother was actually evil as well. And to me that would have made such a great storyline compared to the storyline that they did, where they just had this random other woman who was somewhat associated with the toy man's past and stuff. And that just felt like a sudden throw-in of this extra person to be this villain, and not like the actual person who I felt it should have been, which was Wynn's mother. Because they even set it up in like a perfect way with Wynn's mother bringing up like her past of working alongside his father and being his assistant, and like sort of understanding how his mind works and stuff like that. That felt like such a great setup in my mind for her to then all of a sudden be a villain too. Which, yes, would have put even more sort of mental damage on Wynn, that both of his parents ended up being evil. But still, it just seemed like such a better storyline than what we got. And I did really enjoy the whole sort of side storyline with Alex and John John's father, and them sort of talking about how John and his father are sort of settling in on Earth together and all this different stuff. But then it also sort of being brought up how John's father is slowly dying of mental disease and stuff. And that was interesting to see how that sort of put a strain on Alex and John's father's sort of relationship, with them sort of each wanting the best for John, but their opinions on what's best for him is very different. So I'm very curious to see where that's going to go along in the future, and like which one of them is eventually going to tell John the truth about what's going on. Then the moments with Wynn were really great, with him sort of dealing with the loss of his father in his own sort of personal way, and also dealing with the sudden reappearance of his mother in his own personal way, and then also dealing with this copycat killer. And just, it was interesting the little moments that they did have with him in this episode, and like how he sort of was portrayed in his emotions and him dealing with all this different stuff. I just really liked that they did have this sort of whole episode revolved around him, like the first time that they introduced the toy man. And then the moments with Supergirl and Mon-El were interesting, with it finally sort of being revealed why the Legion came back to this time, which was that they have a shared enemy with Supergirl, that the last world killer that they need to find, Pestilence, actually becomes a major villain in the future. So if they could stop her now in this timeline, then they could possibly fix the future. And yes, I feel like that's a very interesting storyline that I'm very excited to see where they're going to take it. But again, it's something that I wish that they would have introduced a bit sooner. And like, I don't understand why they kept it a secret for so long from the rest of the group. I can kind of understand it from the point of view of Mon-El, with them knowing that he would be not very happy about going back to this timeline and going back to seeing Supergirl. I can understand them keeping it a secret for that reason. But when they first brought up like, oh, there's more than one world killer and all this different stuff, and them sort of doing all that, I wish they would have introduced the plotline of the Legions needing to get to Pestilence then, instead of waiting these past few episodes to all of a sudden throw it in there. But still, even with that, I'm very excited to see who's going to be Pestilence and like how they're going to do everything around that, as well as eventually bringing back all the other world killers. And also I'm very excited to see what's going to happen between Rain and Lena, now that Lena has Samantha locked up. And I'm very excited to see sort of what Lena's all going to do there in the next episode, and like how all that's going to work out. I'm just really excited to see what's going to happen there. And just overall, this was a really entertaining and a great episode that was so much fun to watch and see. and I'm very excited to see what they're going to do going forward with the introduction of Pestilence and sort of what they're going to do between Rain and Samantha and just all that. I'm really excited to see. So yeah, that's my review of Supergirl Season 3 Episode 14 called Schott Through the Heart. So yeah.